Number 7 Duke women's basketball lost to number 16 Baylor 58-52. So what exactly happened? I apologize for looking out because I cannot memorize all this stuff. And the spread for the game, by the way, was Duke by 8.5. And I realized that Duke was also down 2 other players, and Emily Skinner and Arena Roberson going into this game. Apparently, when I was watching, they did mention that. So, and Baylor was not going to have Ella Brown for the game, but Kyle Abraham played. So in the first half, Duke was up 33-29. Second half, Baylor scored 29 points while Duke only scored 19. But there's obviously more to the game than that. So I'm going to go over the last minute of the game, as well as the stats, then go over both of these teams' schedules for the next 5 games. 5 games here. Okay. With 1:21 left in the game, Toby Fournier from Duke made a layup to make it 56-50. Talia Scott missed a jumper around with 107 left. And 101 left, Kingston Johnson got the offensive board and missed a tip-in shot. However, Kyle Abraham got the offensive rebound and missed a tip-in shot. Then Ashlyn Jackson from Duke got the defensive board, and around 52 seconds left, Jordan Wood made a layup, assisted by Ashlyn Jackson, to make it 56-52. Baylor did call a timeout right after to advance the ball. And around 25 seconds left, Jaden Donovan from Duke fouled. And Talia Scott went to the line and made both free throws to make it 58-52. Then around 20 seconds left, Ashlyn Jackson missed a 3. Talia Scott got the defensive board around 17 seconds left. And around 9 seconds left, Tanya Mayer from Duke fouled. And that was so late in terms of the foul, because it's you got the foul right away. But they didn't do that. And Talia Scott did miss both free throws. And Toby Fournier got the defensive board around 7 seconds left. Duke called timeout, their final timeout of the game. And Tanya Mayer missed a 3 around 5 seconds left. And around 4 seconds left, Jordan Wood got the offensive board and missed a tip-in shot around 2 seconds left. And Baylor got the defensive board. And they called timeout. They inbounded the ball. That was ball game. Now, I will go over the stats for the game. And I'm going to start with Duke. They only had one double-digit score, and that was Toby Fournier with 16 points. She did have 10 rebounds as well, but she was 5 for 15 from the field for the game. Yeah, and they did have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other players that scored 6 or more points that combined for 6 plus 6, that's 12, plus 9, that's 21, plus 7, that's 28, plus 6, that's 34 points. They did have 40 rebounds, 19 of those offensive. They only had 12 assists, 6 steals, 14 blocks. I already knew about Duke's length going into the game, so I thought it could give Baylor problems. They did commit 15 turnovers. Duke shot 29% from the field, 29% on 69 attempts, 21.1% on threes on 19 attempts. Yeah, they didn't make a lot of threes, if any, in the second half. So that was one of the differences. 61.5% on free throws on 13 attempts, and they did commit for 19 fouls. Now, Baylor did only have 2 double-digit scores that combined for 34 points, but Talia Scott, she's a professional scorer. 24 points on 7 for 18 shooting from the field, 2 for 7 on threes, 8 for 10 from the free throw line. And Darian Lopez Bugs did have a double-double, 10 points and 10 rebounds on 3 for 12 shooting. And nobody else from Baylor scored above 6 points. However, Baylor did win the rebounding battle. 51 rebounds, 20 offensive. They only had 10 assists for the game, 4 steals. They only had 9 blocks. Yeah, they're not considered the tallest team in the world, but they have some length from the two in terms of shooting guard to power forward positions. And they even went double big at times with Kyle Abraham and Kirsten Johnson. Yeah, Baylor did commit 19 turnovers, though, and that has to be corrected. But Duke is a great defensive team. Baylor shot 31.7% from the floor on 63 attempts. 20% on threes on 15 attempts. And here's another difference maker. 75% on free throws on 20 attempts. Now I'm going to go over like points on turnovers, points in the paint, and fast break points as well. Points on turnovers favor Duke 16-14. The fast break points also favor Duke 9-6. However, points in the paint favor Baylor 28-24. So, what is the next 5 games for both of these teams? And I'm going to start with Duke. They do have Holy Cross coming up on Sunday. They should win that game, and they're going to definitely be in the top 25 still. They're going to drop some. It's more like how much. Then there's Winook Fork State on November 12th. November 14th, you got West Virginia and Greenbrier in terms of like the tip-off. On November 14th and November 16th, you got Liberty on the road. And then you got on the road a USF, which USF just lost a head coach. So, yeah, on November 20th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. That's the next 5 games for Duke. As for Baylor, what are the next 5 games? And I totally expect Baylor to move up in the rankings. And this is their first top 10 win since Texas from a few years ago in Austin. Yeah, Kansas State last year was not a top 10 team when Baylor beat them, I believe. So, the next game is November 9th at home against Lindenwood. Then you got to go on the road to UNLV, and that's a UNLV team that pushed Baylor last year. And it's November 14th, but then they have a quick turnaround against Lemoyne on November 16th. Then part of WBA Showcase in Orlando, Florida, on November 20th, they got Iowa Iowa. That's they're currently number 21 in the country, and then they play Davidson 2 days later on November 22nd. And we're gonna have to wait and see what happens from here in terms of the next 5 games. And this was going to be a statement win no matter who got this game. I mean, it's a ranked team in the top 16 at that, and this does have implications potentially down the line for NCAA tournament seeding. And Duke is expected to win the ACC while Baylor's preseason picked 3rd in the Big 12. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like, subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 800 subscribers. Course, ultimate goal is 1,000 or more. So my mind this course like video, comment video really helps YouTube algorithm so more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well, so more people could watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe button, free the notification bell as well.